Jerry Udelson on again for the second time, our first repeat. I always love having him on. What did you think of that interview?
It was awesome, actually. I was a bit worried at first when he was talking about meditation. I thought he was going to go a bit woo-woo, but he didn't at all. Actually, it's quite interesting because I'm a fan of meditation. I find it hard to do, so I suffer from some mad monkey brain syndrome. But, using it as a reflection tool and a way to focus, that's really its power, I think. Obviously, it's a calming thing as well. But, taking that as a way of looking back over your career and seeing what's important and not important is quite interesting, right?
Yeah, he's a deep thinker, he's widely informed. Like his breadth of knowledge in so many different subject matters. Like he's, really has an ability to define the picture and then each of the pieces of the puzzle within that picture. And so it doesn't matter whether it's economics or sociology or engineering, finance, art, whatever. He finds that piece of the puzzle that he wants to talk about, and he puts it together really well.
Yeah, he does, actually. He's an acknowledged deep thinker on these things, right? But I liked his some of the things he was saying there, like, we are not our work, we are bigger than our work. That is so true, because sometimes you get so focused on what you're doing, right? You've got to step back, see the big picture. And, isn't that the essence of sustainability, right? Sitting back and looking at the macro, not the micro. Yeah,
sure it is. Yeah, and he with his new book, he has a message in there, and I didn't get a chance to actually ask him how is it awkward to talk about spirituality or those sort of discussions as you're up there talking about building performances, but he is able to talk about it in a way that has meaning, and I really appreciated his approach on that. So
it is hard to talk about spirituality because you if you're not careful, you sound like a stripper who's found Jesus, or you sound right. So out there that people tune out. Right? It's very hard to pull that because there is an element of spirituality in it. When you talk about sustainability, for me, it's about being a good steward of what we have now so you don't screw it up for the people that are coming in the future, right?
Yeah.
It's just about stewardship. It's about curating what we're doing so we don't mess up in the long term, right? Because, we're here for a finite amount of time. We focus on our time. But, that's what people miss with sustainability. You get so boxed into, I've got to get LEED Platinum, I've got to get BREEAM Excellent. But, that is such a small part of the overall picture, really.
Yeah, it really is. And, of course, who better to comment on that than Jerry, right?
Yeah, Godfather of Green. I love that, man. That is a moniker to behold, right?
Yeah, not too many people can have that title, that's for sure. He's seen a lot of change, and he's very humble about his observations or thoughts. Like there are some people who get really, really vocal, almost to the extent where they're lunatics. They're very crazy about it, but sometimes like us, actually.
Yeah. I like to think we're on the lunatic fringe, but on the friendly fringe.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But he, he's very conservative and reserved. But again, it goes back to his broad thinking, so we need to listen to guys like Jerry and read his stuff, listen to his words and pay attention to it. And, we talked again about the youth and their skill sets and making changes. And they certainly look at the world from a different perspective, right?
Yeah, I mean, to wrap this one up, I often ask the people we interview, who's the example? If I'm a young engineer or a young architect, who do I want to look to? Who's the Muhammad Ali? Well, maybe it's Jerry. If you're a young person, you want to model yourself on someone who's had a big career and made an impact, then that's a good place to look, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He's got the academic experience. He's got the life experience. He wasn't afraid to make changes. It was nice to hear him talk about his wife, and sort of their relationship as Jerry's gone on his journey. God bless her. I can only imagine, the stuff that she obviously was very patient and very supportive of him, and so it's nice to hear that side of the story. We oftentimes don't get to hear that side of it, right? So it's nice to share it.
Between his book writing and work, she's the sustainability equivalent of a golf widow, right?
Yeah.
Just, are you done? Do you have to do another book? Can we go out somewhere?
Yeah.
I know. What can you do, man?
It doesn't matter what career path, if you're passionate about it, it does take a support system to help you do it. And, we both are very lucky from that perspective, and not everybody has that. It's interesting, Adam, like when you think about where we're at with the COVID times, a lot of people are working at home. Couples are forced to work closer quarters and deal with the issues that come along with that. And, out of this will come, of course, relationships that are stronger and some that are going to be weaker. And, and it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I agree. So, that was a great interview for me, though. I'm really glad he came on. And, I think putting him out there as a role model I can't see anything negative to that. No bad can come from that, right?
Yeah,
if you pick a bit of inspiration up as someone young in your career, you could do a lot worse than following Jerry's path, in my view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, man. All right, take care. See you on the next one.
Always a pleasure. All right, take care.
Cheers. Bye.